WISERD is the Welsh Institute of Social and Economic Research, Data and Methods and is based at Cardiff University. At the Millennium Stadium all this week they're looking at a variety of issues affecting our society, including young people smoking e-cigarettes and the difference in pay between men and women. Today education was the big issue, and I spoke to the director of WISERD about what they'll be looking at this week.
We have economists who specialise in labour markets, who are particularly interested in gender inequality in the workforce, and we have researchers who've been doing lots of exciting work looking at the health behaviours of young people in Wales, from the kind of food they might be eating, their lifestyles, exercise, but also, as you said, the important one of what smoking and this new phenomenon of e-cigarettes means for young people in Wales.
And how important is it to have meetings like this here in Cardiff where people can discuss data like that and come to some conclusions and see what's happening in the world?
Yes, well, I mean, our aim in WISERD is to conduct research that's independent and critical, but also informs policies of government, but also the kind of work that goes out on in Wales in the third sector and in civil society as well. So it's very important that we can come together on a regular basis like this and to have our work peer reviewed by other academics. So presenting findings, looking at the quality of the evidence that we're producing and how that can then feed into improving policy across a number of areas.
And this morning, this lunchtime, we've seen education being the hot topic with the key speaker, former inspector from Estyn.
Yes, so we were delighted to have Keane here speaking today on the opening day, because WISERD has always had a strong theme of research taken forward under its WISERD Education banner. So it was very, very pleasing to have Anne here to talk about her experience over 30 years of undertaking work within the Welsh educational system.
It's a wonderful opportunity for researchers from universities all across Wales to come together, share findings, listen to each other and identify new insights and new ways of moving forward. And I've certainly enjoyed my time here so far.
So over the last 4 or 5 years, education has changed so much in Wales and in Cardiff, hasn't it?
It has changed a good deal, certainly from the point of view of the inspection of schools. You know, the way that we inspect schools has changed. The introduction of a new framework for inspection, the identification of new issues to focus on. We focus, for instance, much more on literacy and numeracy. And then, of course, so have the schools themselves, and so has Welsh Government introduced a framework for literacy and numeracy. And so we have seen a lot of changes in the schools as a result of that. There's been more emphasis on school improvement initiatives. There's been more emphasis on school-to-school support. And so, yeah, there's been quite a good deal of change, and more change to come, of course, with changes to the curriculum and assessment and new qualifications being introduced in schools.
It was interesting you mentioned well-being as well, the fact that it isn't just about education, it is about the well-being of the child and how they develop.
Well-being is absolutely really important. If a child is not happy in school, then it is unlikely to learn. So well-being is about supporting and nurturing feelings of self-confidence, of self-esteem, so that child can learn. It is only since 2010 that we have been focusing as directly in Estyn inspections on standards of well-being, and of course it includes things like healthy living, healthy eating, and it includes aspects of social, cultural and moral growth.
And if there was a key message that you'd like people here to go away with today, what would that be?
I think the key message for me, for parents and learners and communities, is to support your local schools. Don't just get involved in making money in coffee mornings or whatever, or fundraising and so on, but get involved, especially if you're a parent, in understanding the education that your school is receiving in that school and how you can help your child to do better.
It's the organisation's 6th annual conference. It goes on until Friday. Other speakers this week would include the Director of Public Policy at the National Council for Voluntary Organisations, Karl Wilding, and also the Guardian columnist, writer and economist, Will Hutton.